And welcome back to Flexible Games, where we are playing Transport Fever. Well, I need to stagger these oil trains a little bit. We've got 3 on each line. And I'm going to try something a little different. Instead of working on the signals on both, I'm just going to mess with the signals on one of these. So I'm going to take that one out. Obviously, I don't need that one. So there's one, and then I need these signals here. So I'm just going to take this one and this one. I'm going to see if that staggers them. So this one here, this one should be able to stop up here, but this one will start to slow way down and then pick up speed. So this might not work. I'm gonna need to take that one out. Which should, this staggers this one to stop way back here. And this one here should, let's make sure this leaves. Gets out, and it does leave, so that's good. And now this one starts in, and this one is delayed. Let's see where this one stops. This one looks like this one's not going to slow down at all, so we need to take out that signal, because I want this one to slow down as it's approaching this signal here, because it has no clear path. If there's a train in here, it has no clear path all the way through, so that way it'll slow down way back here. And this one will slow down way back here because there's no through signal here. So hopefully this will give a little bit more consistent deliveries because we are out of oil there. Ooh, see, this one stops here. So I'm going to put a signal right in the middle here, so it's offset from all the other ones. But I need one on there because there's 3 trains. So this one has to pull through. And with those signals offset, this should... okay, this is empty, so this has a clear path all the way through. But this one is slowing down, which is what I'm going for, because this train is in the station now. So this one will stop at this signal here and wait for this guy to unload and leave. Now, I also want to buy another oil train. So this is a lighter gray, and we are going to make an NSB, and we're going to use the tank for oil. And I'm only going to have it at 300. The other ones are 400. So for a while, this will only be 300. And this is south, I think it's oil for plastic. Yep. So this one will be south oil for plastic. And I kind of want to make sure these are staggered a little bit. So I'm going to wait till this one loads and then set up this signal here. So let him load a little bit and then I'll kick it. Get a little bit of that oil and then I'll start it. Because they come out of the station a little faster nowadays. So he's on his way, and this one is going to come in and load up a little bit. So these are more or less crossing in the middle there. So this one loads up and should kick off anytime now. There you go. So he's kicking off and this guy's coming in. I wanted to get a little bit more consistent delivery to that plastics facility just because our machines are taking a toll. Look at the different ratio here between tools and machines, and that is because of plastic. We are needing a more consistent amount of plastic coming in because we added now plastic up into goods, and you can see it's demanding 1,700 here and demanding how much? 2,100 here. And that fluctuates quite a bit. And it looks like these are matching here. And these are all... So these all... Regardless of what I was trying to do, these all synced right back up again. How about these? These... Looks like iron synced back up. Coal is a little bit better. Whatever I did with coal worked out. This one mainly because it's stopping at the station for whatever reason. I'm not sure. There it goes. So we're good on that. It looks like these iron, this second row of iron kind of desynced because we got one way back here. But these three are more or less synced. How is our supply over here? Supply is good-ish, kind of. We've got massive surplus of steel, which is what we're going for. We want this. We want this yard to be full of steel, which means it's making it as fast as it's needed. How are our demands? See, 11,000 is our demand. We got 1,300. I really wish I understood. And our supply is pretty consistent. How is our chart over here? See, our loaded is pretty consistent as well. And here our unloaded is being pretty consistent in the last decade or so. How about this one? See, this is a little bit more fluctuating with the planks, but hopefully, if we look at the charts here, yeah, we've kind of evened out right here to where does this land? About 8,000. So we're at about 8,000, but we need 10,000. So I'm not sure what exactly to do about that. How is our chart here? See, we're pretty much even around here. So yeah, see, there's no train here. One thing I could do is add a second, forest and see if I can't, stagger the deliveries with a second forest, put one maybe over here with its own line and deliver, and that would cut in half the demand out of each one. It kind of distributes them evenly. So, oh, that's annoying. So I need you to turn around, and I need you to turn back around. Stagger those out a little bit more, and hope for the best. How's our oil doing? Looks like we are pretty staggered on our oil, which is good. That's what we're going for. So on the unloading side is okay, because this one will unload much faster, and it's going to be gone by the time this one loads in, which is really the ideal thing. You want one to unload and then the next one to come in and start unloading when the first one is done. So you get this constant push of materials into the factory, and that's very hard to do. See, this is now out, so the production is going to drop. So yeah, we're needing, I mean, that's about as good as you can get. Where's our other train? See, our next train is coming in. This one is done and out. This one is coming in with how many? 270, not bad. And how is our other oil delivery? So we are a little bit matched up here. I'm going to flip this around and get this ahead a little bit. That way they'll cross a little bit sooner and give this one time to load up a few more. So if we look at the finances on this, getting a few more into this, I could have, lowered the number of, I could have used like the regular wagons on this one, but they don't have well, I think they do actually. I think I did mod the vanilla wagons. So let's see. State car, that's mine. So you can see that top speed is pretty ridiculous. And then this one, yeah, 99. So that would be that would be a huge limiting factor on our trains, is the lower speed. The other thing you have to keep in mind now, the latest update of the game added the weight of the cargo to the train. So if we look at a train that's just about to load, let's take a peek at this one. In new games, now this doesn't apply to previous saves, but in new games, if you look at the weight here, I will attend to this in a second. If you look at the weight, as it's loading, watch the weight. The suspense. There it is. So you can see, as it's loading, the weight starts to climb rapidly. So in new games, that will make a huge difference on the speed of the train. As you load it up with more and more materials, it's going to be slower accelerating. So trains that don't have, much in them will have a harder time, getting up to speed. So that would go a ways in helping stagger the trains, because the ones that are really fully loaded are going to kind of creep along a lot slower than the ones that don't have very much at all, which will help on this end of things. So you have this train right here that is fully loaded, or almost fully loaded, and this one here, which has virtually nothing. This train here would be a lot slower in acceleration than this train here, because the weight difference are so vast. Okay, it looks like East-ish fuel needs a replacement. So we are going to set a replacement. This is a darker red. Oh, we got a lag spike. There we go. And let's do HH tank. This is fuel. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I think. Yep, 12. And it's fuel. So we're going to put that on, and that should go a long ways. The other thing I want to do, I added where's our fuel? I added a depot right here because we have too many trains on this south fuel bulk. If we look at the vehicles, we have 4 trains. I don't think we need 4 trains on that line. So I added that depot down here so I can set these lines, because they go up to here. So here is one, and they're only like 40 and 30 and 50. So there's not much fuel going into this system, unfortunately. But I think once this drops it off, I'm going to send this to depot and then sell, because we shouldn't need 4 trains. I'm gonna knock it down to 2. And he sees the depot. He won't go to this one because it's on the different track. But I think this is another one. So here's another train that I want. Actually, if I let that one go, if I do this other train, if I do this one instead, that should keep the distances between the trains even. Because this train is just loading in, and this other train is just loading in. So if I replace this one, or not replace, but sell this one, it should keep those distances pretty good. And that'll allow this bigger, more profitable line, the East-ish fuel, going a little bit more consistently. Because they're sharing track, we've got to keep that in mind as well. So the other train should be, this one is the one that's going into depot and going to sell. So it's slowing down to a crawl. Actually, a major crawl. Look at that. It's kind of holding up the line on this side. and he'll sell, which should kickstart this train to go in. And I got to do the same for this one because we just have too many trains on this line that never did deliver the amount of fuel that I was hoping it would. You know, people have suggested, you know, central distribution systems. You know, I've got 2 of them on this map, and neither one of them worked very well. For one, the demand really didn't spread and the supply didn't cover all the lines. So I'm not sure what the algorithm does to the supply, but yeah, neither one, because I was delivering goods up here and it was only delivering goods to 2 lines out of the 4 that this was covering. So it never did what I wanted. And likewise with the fuel down here, you know, I've got 4 lines here and it wasn't delivering the fuel to all 4 lines. So, you know, if you look at a central distribution system, it really didn't work at all. And it was a good test because there was plenty of demand to go around. And, you know, one area you can see that in is goods into the hub. You know, we've got 88% food, but only 49% of the goods, because we're not directly delivering goods into the hub. We are using a distribution system for food. So for some reason, these goods trains are not delivering nearly enough material to cover all of those demands. And this nominate goods is even worse. We're at 4% on goods for a nominate, and this actually has a lot of potential for goods delivery. Look at all the commercial, all that massive commercial that covers, all this downtown stuff, these huge buildings, really heavy demand on commercial, yet we're only delivering like 4%, 6% now. So why is this not delivering me a massive amount of goods? I don't know. I have no way of knowing why that is. I wish the game came with like really robust debugging, so I could click on, say, you know, an industry and be able to get a listing of where its demands are, what it sees as the demand, and why it's not seeing the demand from a nominate for all of those goods. It's only delivering a tiny fraction of the goods that we need. So if anybody has any experience with that, let me know, because I'm curious as to why it's so hard to get that distribution center going. Maybe it's because my demands are so high that it's just not able to keep up, or maybe it just gives up and says, you know what, we can't supply that much anyway. Another thing I've been thinking about is another line for planks into goods, but I'm a little leery of doing that, just because I'm not able to deliver enough wood even to keep this thing going at its maximum potential. So that is something that, you know, I'm kind of struggling with. We've got quite a lot of production in here, and we have plenty of demand. 12,800. We are maxing out on demand, but just the logs themselves, it is tough to keep up that amount of logs. So once demand exceeds the supply, one thing I've tried to do is create another sawmill on the same line, put another forest on this line, and really push materials. Just, you have 2 sawmills, 2 forests, really try to maximize the production. However, initially what the ramifications are of that is, you know, you'll not get a whole lot of supply initially. So adding another sawmill down here would cut this production in half, because it would you know, the demand for logs would still be there, but individually the sawmill would drop. So yeah, we've got lots of planks that we are making right now. You can see it is able to produce these things so fast. Goods and tools are really benefiting from this. And again, the plastic, for some reason, is really hurting because, you know, it's our oil. Where is our... So we've got this train here. You need to stop doing that. You need to just go. Once it runs out, you just need to go and allow this to fill back up again. So these synced right back up again somehow. I think what I want to do is I want to take this one off. So obviously just editing one line really didn't help us out very much. So maybe if we take that one signal out, this is just kind of experimenting here to see what works and what doesn't, to try to stagger these lines a little bit. Because we have now a bunch of oil being in here. Okay, so that works. This one should turn around. Now, please. I don't know what you're waiting for. So much plastic. So much plastic we need. So, what is our demand? 6,500. See, we have a lot of demand. And our oil... What is this supply? So this should empty. Yeah, you turn around. This should empty. He'll turn around. Lots of oil to use up. We have a surplus of fuel, but not of oil. We need a lot more oil to be delivered. Here's another train coming in. And another train coming in. So yeah, I don't know how these sync up so well. Mainly it is, I'm thinking, the fact that these leave the station so fast. That's one issue. Tons and tons of oil. All right, now we've got a good supply. Ooh, look at the production is way up there. That's beautiful. 10,000 production, and we have about, yeah, we're at about 10,000 demand between the two types. So we're doing pretty good on that. I'm liking it so far. So far so good. And we've got a little bit of a surplus of plastic over here, so that is also good. Hopefully the production goes up, and oh yeah, 7,000 plastic now. So yeah, we're still struggling for oil over here, and I wonder if the primary reason is the fact that this thing has to deliver both fuel and oil. I've always seen the game struggle a little bit with production because it's producing two things, and it's kind of the same number. So I'm not sure how to split these out. Because it's either or. I don't think it might produce both at once. Maybe. It's hard to tell that. So we need oil desperately. Okay. Yeah, he's only leaving with 133. That's not good. Look at the fuel though. We are producing massive amount of fuel, and hopefully, wow, Gastonard is pulling in the fuel. Look at that. Beautiful. This guy's finances are pretty healthy. All right, well, that will do it for this episode, and I thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.